with Preetham for some time now, and this year we started working on the author journey. And even though I signed up for this, I was very, very skeptical. I was really, really not sure if I have it in me to be able to write the book. Of course, when we started, our aim was to have a published book by the year end, which has not been reached yet. But I have been able to complete the first draft of the book, and I feel what has really helped me is somebody else believing in me and being able to see something which I have myself was not able to see, because I really did not believe that I could have done it. I only believed in his belief in me. So when I actually sat and completed the book, it was a very beautiful experience. I had not imagined what it would feel like after completing the book, but it was something I've never felt before, and I'm sure it'll be very different when I hold the physical book in my hand. But there were so many times every week I was feeling so ashamed of myself to come up and tell him that I have not done so many things of what I had promised him. But I think the gentle push really helped, being answerable to someone else, especially someone who trusts, someone you trust, someone who believes in you. I think it's easier for us to just, not do things which we promise to ourselves, but it's very difficult for us to not do things which we promise to people who we trust and people who believe in us. So I think, thank you, Preetham, for believing in me, because that has taken me towards the end of this path. And hopefully in Q1 next year, we'll be able to publish the book together.
Where I was, what I understand now is that I was in fear of doing what I wanted to do in life. I had doubts about whether I succeed in doing it. There was procrastination, there was laziness, and all of it put together got me to a state where I was doing absolutely nothing for almost 18 to 24 months. When I encountered the Will Boot Camp in the mid of 2021, so to say, once I did that 1 month is when I saw that I was willing to do something about the situation. Right? Until then, I was waiting for something to happen on its own. I was hoping that the universe would bring something for me, just give me a gift, grant me a boon, a wish. But I realized that doesn't happen. We need to do it on our own. Only our actions are going to propel us to get us where we want to be. We can't just keep thinking about it. And that brings me to something that Captain Preetham Madhukar says often, and which I've held on to my life, that enough of thinking, get doing it. No point in pondering and discussing about all of it. Just get up and start doing something first. It is only then that we realize that something will come out of it. Once I did that 1 month is when I saw that I was willing to do something about the situation. Right? Until then, I was waiting for something to happen on its own. I was hoping that the universe would bring something for me, just give me a gift, grant me a boon, a wish. But I realized that doesn't happen. We need to do it on our own. Only our actions are going to propel us to get us where we want to be. We can't just keep thinking about it. What have I gained by doing this Will Boot Camp? A couple of times for a month each, and now presently I'm doing it for almost like a year. I've finished 333 days of my what we call a Willathon challenge. That is, you've continuously done it for 333 days, and another 32 days will make it a year. What I've gained by this, I will just put it out there in a very concise manner. I have learned that think less, do more. I have learned gratitude. I have learned discipline. I have learned routine. I have learned the fact that this boot camp has addressed my needs, whether it is on a physical, emotional, mental or intellectual level, to such an extent that all the things that I imbibe from doing this boot camp, has become a part of my personality. The tasks in these might seem very mundane, very minor, very small. Don't think, just do. And what I've realized is it has gone to a large extent in changing both my lifestyle and my life. And I can vouch for that. Just go ahead and do it.
I took support from Captain Preetham to start a new organic store in our place. I was a little confused whether to start and go about it. And I took one Zoom meeting with the captain, and he gave me little inputs like he asked me a few questions like whether am I really interested or not. And I also took a 12-week session with him for like how to go about my organic store, whether will let it sustain in the future, and how to make it really success. Initially, I had a lot of fear. I didn't have the courage to take up the store and do. Within 1 or 2 sessions, I had a lot of clarity. My fear was gone. I had a lot of confidence to take it up and do. Because initially, when we started the session, I was clueless. I didn't know what to write. I didn't know how to go about it. But today, I am with a hand. I'm here with even the standard operating procedure, how to make it really very simple. And even my personal and my professional life, there's a lot of support given by Preetham. Thank you, Preetham, for all the clarity and support.
About 3 years back, I went through the Will boot camp. While I was doing it, I was very systematic and rigorous about following instructions. And I realized that some of the tasks may appear very routine, but the need to complete these tasks helps me even today to be more disciplined about mundane chores and the day-to-day routine. And then there's also the live the life approach. This boot camp instills at a very subtle level of spiritual determination that benefits one and reminds one time and again about all the simple instructions we've learned as kids that my father used to tell us when we were growing up. And above all of these, I think the most important thing that I love about the Will Bootcamp is being part of a community of like-minded people who are non-judgmental and with whom I enjoy interacting and who support one another and encourage each other. Enjoyed that bootcamp and learned from it as much as we did. Thank you.
Avya was part of Skills Beyond Education conducted by Captain Preetham Madhukar in the year 2018 and 2019. Until then, Avyay was a very, very reserved child. We found it very difficult to understand what would be his future. And we were planning to homeschool him. That is when we met Preetham Madhukar. And I could say that life beyond education, skills beyond education was one of the life-changing decision for Avyay. Avyay was part of a research project where he, when he was, I guess, 13 or 14 year old, where he worked with Preetham Madhukar, working in places, collecting data to understand the consumption and wastage of water. And Avyay learned a lot of life skills back then, being able to communicate, coming up with questionnaires, speaking to unknown people, standing on the road and interviewing. He says it was a lot of fun, Amma, and he learned a lot in those days. And because of which the kids could produce a book on their own called The Call of the Blue. My son Avyay is very proud of what he has achieved while working and being with Preetham Madhukar sir. And since then, he is now grown up into a very confident teenager who is on his own, take independent decisions. He knows what he wants to pursue in his life further, and he has his goal. And the main thing which I can say as a parent that he has learned from Captain Madhukar is being to know himself, to understand what discipline means, to understand and be committed to what he takes up. Captain Madhukar has been a role model for Avyay, and today, whatever Avyay is, he always recalls Captain Madhukar for his support back then. Thank you.
This Will Boot Camp through a friend's WhatsApp message, that too in 2020 when we were all our lives turned upside down because of Corona and lockdown, and I was really feeling overwhelmed because of this changed scenario in our life, all of us at home, no mates, plus office work, and that is when I came across this message, and I really found it interesting. Then I go through the whole camp, which was very different, very interesting, very challenging, I would say, and helped me in a lot of ways. One main thing shift that happened in me was I started to look at even mundane chores as something important, something through which I'm actually working on my will, and that was a major shift for me. Other than that, I also used to struggle with this habit of procrastination and thinking that I'll do it later, work piling up, then the stress. So that is one area where I feel there is a lot of positive change happened after the Will Boot Camp. I now try to convert all my thoughts into actions, T to A as they say in the Will Boot Camp. I try to do that more often, and it's surely helping me. I feel more in control of my day and my time, and so definitely more happier that way. So overall, I think self-growth, self-worth is a continuous, lifelong journey, and I'm so thankful to Skills Beyond Education and Captain Preetham for taking me through this journey, helping me in this, and also giving a big momentum to my self-growth journey. Thank you so much.
The apprenticeship program which we had done with along with Preetham and Natasha. So Preetham was, this is the whole details about this was described by Preetham. As part of Udbhava, we thought ki our children also could do something with learning in this process. So along with Preetham, we were thinking at that time ki what we can do with these children, where they have an exchange kind of a program with the outside world, where they are with the experts, they meet with the experts, they talk to the experts of different fields, and they learn from them, not just having from the a book or something like that, but basically meeting those specialists, those people who in their fields have been have reached a milestone, where from there when they talk with experience, these children who are 13-year 14-year-old who are always challenging this authority, they would, when someone from that place is talking, they would hear, and at the same time having an exchange where they have their questions, and the person who has already experienced it, he's telling them with that experience. So this was in our mind when we approached Preetham, and we thought what project can we do. So we started with Preetham, and we had some thoughts about how it will go. But how the whole apprenticeship program, when it started, I was one of the co-mentor along with Preetham and Natasha. So a lot of discussions happened when these children were telling that this is one of the important problem, and this is, no, I feel this is the most important problem, and how in a group they were convincing each other with what is the most important problem actually, and then arriving at one point where they could find, as in a group, convincing each other, then somebody taking a foot back and realizing, no, I think my problem which I am trying to say, it's not that important how it was looking for me. So something like that ego, that sense of how to see a problem which is much more bigger was coming for them. So this book had different parts, as in some contents were there which was written by each children, and they had done their research, and written about that certain topics which they had chosen. So in this, many children chose some topics which was part of chemistry. So they went and they learned the pH or different levels, acidic and basic nature, and they had done that research by themselves, studied by themselves for writing an article, in which I felt was so much, as in understanding some concepts like this. At the end, when they had the book and the feeling which they had while holding the book, and each the article which they have written, they're trying to find out, okay, where is my article, where did my article go, how has my drawing come into the book. That was it was kind of fulfilling feeling which as a co-mentor I had, seeing them like that, and when they presented it in front of their parents, and when they had this book as a pride, okay, I am one of the co-author of this book. So at the end, with all these feedbacks and a couple of things, we had published a book. This how a book is published, the whole process these children went through during this apprenticeship program, where starting from designing of the page, designing of the book, the cover, how the cover will look, and how each page will have the layout form, what will go in the contents, how they will prepare the content. So there were so many learnings just as part of in this 3 months, where maybe for me I could feel one or two things, but these children at different levels had different things. Some children did painting and they enjoyed the painting, like that they were doing this painting for the first time, kind of. That was like out of this world kind of a feeling which they had. And one of the experience which I remember, one of the child asking his parents, ki, have you written a book at the age of 17? So I am one of the co-author of a book. Have you ever written a book? Okay, so different experiences and so many learnings in just one program, which was like, I cannot sum it. I would thank Preetham for this whole experience.
This video is all about my journey with Will Boot Camps. One of my friends told me about this Will Boot Camp. I tried so many things to know about myself, like meditation, yoga, everything, some or the other way. But I want to know myself more. I want to know my capabilities more. Before joining this Will Boot Camp, I was struggling with so many things. I have 2 children, and one is a special need child. I'm a single parent. So you can expect how many challenges I could have faced. Will Boot Camp is all about being in the present. Once I started this, the main thing I observed in me is consistency in gardening. I loved it. One more thing is journaling. Journaling is the heart of Will Boot Camp. So journaling is something like putting yourself on paper. So once you start considering these little things in your life, they might also bring a lot of change in your life. Definitely. It's my self-experience. I experienced it personally. Preetham sir, he's giving his heart and soul to the Will Boot Camp. He's helping many people come out of their problems, come out of their confusions. I'm really thankful to him. I'm really grateful to him. Thank you so much, Preetham sir. I wish you all the best, Preetham sir.
But because of lockdown, I'm unable to go and see my clients. So it affected a lot on me psychologically and physically. So I don't know what to do. So I felt Preetham invitation is a good opportunity. I try to use it. I'm unable to do my tasks even though from home. My organization is asking me to do activities through online. But in the villages, there is no network. Many families, they don't have touch phones. So how I am going to perform my duties? So it was struggling me. So I became a lazy. I'm not able to do anything. Even I can't fold my bed sheets. I can't keep cleaning house. So I become a very lazy. So after once I started attending this boot camp, so I decided mentally I have to change myself. Otherwise, I have to struggle psychologically and physically. Though it is going to cause for my mental disease. Boot camp brings a lot of change within me. It has enhanced my willpower that I can say confidently.
When I contacted Preetham, I was in a very desperate mode to get cured because I did not feel like I can do this. I did not know how will I ever be able to make things if I'm so much in my head. Like I've seen so many people to be able to do things, just do it, and it's so difficult to be like to able to do things, and that makes you feel like a big ass failure, and that's really heartbreaking, and I don't know, feels like a big failure altogether. Like you're failing at life, you're failing to be able to do what you're supposed to do or what you can do. And of course the hopes and eyes of all the people who love you and care for you and have been supporting you, you feel like you're failing them also. So when I approached him, I was feeling all these things, and I was having this big pressure to do something about it as much as I can. And I was really looking forward to be able to do task. And finally, I think 2 months later, there's so much of to be able to do tasks as simple as like very difficult days of working, yet being more compassionate and kind and knowing that I can at least do it. I have been able to do it, or maybe just acknowledging that I did some bit of it, or like a large bit of it, or maybe okay, today is a rest day, but tomorrow will be a more compassionate, more kind, more receiving of be able to do more things than before. I'm not desperate anymore. I don't feel like I'm failing at life. I feel like I have accomplished some bit of my journey, some bit of my path. I've crossed and come forward to where I want to go, and that feels really heartful and heartfelt and happy. After a long while, happy with my work and with myself. So yeah, that's about it.
In the past year of doing the programs, whether it was Will Bootcamp or Champions Club or Willathon, I have noticed gradually that I am taking more action than before. I also able to get back to my routine and direction better than before. Like if I'm going in the wrong direction, I'm able to stop myself and then start doing the right things. So that process has improved. I really enjoyed the mentoring provided by him. He brings in his own life wisdom as a sailor and entrepreneur, and he shares stories and anecdotes. He also gives great examples and explanations with the concepts from nature, and I really like the small activities that he creates to develop willpower of various different kinds, right? Mental will, emotional will, physical will. So yeah, so I'm happy to be a student of his, and thank you.
The intent was for us to basically see how we can improve our will strength, and that's where we started off. And I must say that it's been a great journey so far. It has actually rekindled some of those things that we were putting off for many years, or at least me personally, right? It has helped me in basically getting back to a health regime which I have not been following. So now with this, I've started waking up early in the morning, like 5:30, go for swimming and get my day fresh up and running. So I would definitely advise anyone who wants to do that camp. But Asha, you want to share your experience?
Yeah. I feel the Will Bootcamp has helped me to bring some discipline in my life. So basically how Jinto said, I used to procrastinate. Like when I used to plan and have goals, but I could never execute it, like, implement and doing it. I might do for a few days and then again I would procrastinate and become lazy. But now being through in the Will Bootcamp, I don't know what kind of magic happened. Like it motivates me every day. Wake up early in the morning, do my exercise after doing the gatekeeper task, what Preetham had asked us to do, and then do my exercise. So it started like that, and then we kept on continuing, and now we are doing the second month. So in the second month, I was able to bring some additional goals that I could implement and follow. And as Jinto said, like we noticed that this has strengthened our will slowly. Like, you know, whatever procrastination we were doing in different things, now we are slowly trying to be disciplined, and you know, we are trying to go on track. So I think it has been a very good experience for us.
As my gatekeeper tasks went on since day one, I felt a lot of changes. By the end of, I think, day 7, I was starting to notice noticeable changes. I was able to wake up at a reasonable time and to do my gatekeeper tasks. And if I was not able to sometimes do it in the morning, then I would somehow push myself to do it in the evening while I was seeing others also complete their gatekeeper tasks. So that kept me in check of my consistency. So that was how my experience was.
Superb. Thank you, Shishir.
So I've been more productive at work since this is my no boot out camp.
Month.
So
Okay,
I've
you're
not
the first time
put
to
it out
not
this
boot out.
month.
Okay.
Yes, so I'm very happy about that. And I've been more productive, more sincere towards my priorities at home, at work. So I'm very happy about that. Yeah.
Any moments that you can share from your house, from your work that has
at house, like I am very like lazy to do house chores, but I picked up like cleaning the vessels, so I'm like do it very patiently, and like everyone's shocked about that because I picked it out of nobody telling me, so it was nice.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel very energized and very happy that I accomplished something, like even if it's like not so big, very small, but it's like after you finish something, it makes you feel that energetic feel, like, oh, okay, I did it, like that. So I feel very happy about that.
Yeah, I can definitely feel the Will Bootcamp and reflections on it have helped me tremendously. We are working in some really difficult areas here, trying to build capacity with rural populations, trying to bridge the gap to make quality education accessible to the larger population here in Zambia. And often I feel like just giving up because there's so many milestones to cross, so many hurdles. But I think the Will Bootcamp and reflecting deeply on developing one's will has helped me a lot. In fact, I have been asking Captain Preetham if he can structure a program so that we can offer it in small increments over a period of time for learners in the primary, secondary school levels, but also at the tertiary levels, and of course for people in general. And I think we are working towards that slowly. But also, as I look at the content that he keeps putting out, the experience that he's developing along the way, I think I've connected with a fantastic facilitator for this effort or journey that we hope to undertake, to integrate very systematic.
This is Vipin, and this has been an amazing experience, and I think Captain Preetham has always been there for us whenever we needed help, and somebody whom we look up to in terms of suggestions and guidance regarding our son. And it's somebody whom our son also looks up to and takes his advices seriously, and we could learn quite a lot of tips and processes which actually start to show good results as we progress. So something very simple to implement, but it brings out things and results that we are very happy to acknowledge, and very approachable. I think we have gone ahead and discussed with him things far beyond the program that we signed up for. So it's been very, very, very satisfying for us. And thank you, Captain Pritham. I think that was very, very helpful from our
He was a good mentor in in times of whenever we needed advice, and whenever I needed suggestions to move forward concerning Nathan's journey and in the journey of ourselves also. So one person I thought of asking help was Captain Pritham, and he was very approachable and gave helpful advices, and so I hope you will the journey will continue with you.
Hi everyone. The boot camp for me has been wonderful. I have actually started doing a lot of things which I did not used to do. My sleep timings have changed. I am actually working on myself also, and some things are still to be taken care of, which I am actually doing with the help of my mom. And the rest of the things, like personal changes, are there. Other than that, there is a lot of changes in the business also. Many meetings which were postponed and I did not want to go through them have been taken care of. This boot camp has helped me a lot. I am planning to do another boot camp very soon because I need to work on my finances and my personal health. So I would love to do another boot camp for that. Yes, that's it, sir, as of now.
Superb. Thank you so much.
Hi, it has been an amazing journey with Skills Beyond Education, Captain Pritham and their whole team. In this journey, I have learned a lot of things, the mentoring that I received, the exercises, and all the guidance that I received while learning and while working. It has created a great impact in my life, especially when it comes to my willpower, my will strength. It has increased for sure. There is no doubt about it that nothing has happened. So, we all think that how can incremental change make a difference in your life? But when we apply it, when we learn something in theory and when we apply it practical in our life, then is the actual difference that we can see in things that are happening. So definitely little by little, day by day, I also moved through my goals, and by doing it every day consistently without worrying much about the quality and quantity, I felt that my willpower has increased, my patience level while I'm doing things, while I'm doing work, has increased. So all these things, it was amazing. And while working with Skills Beyond Education, we used to have a lot of conversations about different subjects, and those conversations were really enriching and enlightening. So yeah, it was really a great journey. And yes, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It changes, like I feel I've become more consistent with my work, whatever I plan out. Like previous night, I decide I have to do this. So I get up and I start working on that. And I've become consistent in so many things. Like I've started going for regular walks in the morning, which I had stopped for nearly 6-7 months. So that's helping me a lot. Like the afternoon, I used to get cramps, in my calves when I used to lie down for half an hour after lunch. So I used to have that terrible pain and, cramps in the calves. So now, after starting my regular walks, I find that pain and cramp is not there when I take rest in the afternoon. I normally like to keep myself busy whole day, like something or the other, kitchen work or some organizing the wardrobe, kitchen, the grocery shelf, like that, whole day I try to keep myself busy. Or then I love reading books also. So in between, whenever I get time, I get hold of my books and I read. And I like to write also. So all that I'm doing regularly now.
How's your
Quite
yoga
happy.
that you said you had?
Yoga also I do.
Okay.
I try to stick to the 6:30 a.m. Session, but sometimes if I'm back late from my walk, then I join the 7:30.
Have you become more consistent?
Yeah, definitely.
Superb.
At least 4 days a week, I'm surely doing it. And other 2 days also, like if I'm not attending the full session, I make it a point to do at least 10-15 minutes with them. Like NZD, I follow the NZD here. No yoga day, but nahi chalega. I have to do something. So if I cannot be with them for the full session, I'm at least with them for 10-20 minutes.
Superb. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much for all the guidance I've been getting from you since years, because I've done your boot camp, I think in 2020, I think
you must have.
So so those things are still there. So I try to follow them regularly in my life.
When I first heard about this from my partner, I didn't really think much of it at the start. I tried a lot of online tools, some camps to do exactly this thing, to help me with what I've been struggling with, to improve practice and discipline, but nothing really worked for me. Most of it was using self-discipline tools and things like that. And I've been berating myself about why am I not able to do things? Why even when I try to do things, it's not even when I try to make things better, it's not working for me. So all in all, I was skeptic going in. The first task got me by surprise though. The gatekeepers, it sounded like a simple task. I wasn't sure what it will do for me, but doing it every day since 2 months now, not a single miss. All of it, every time I do it, it's a very calming task. It grounds me, and I think brings more order to the day, and that's something I really needed. And the past 2 months I've been more structured, more organized. I've been satisfied with how I've been performing and in a job, at things that I have to do. I used to find any as a admin work very I find it like a chore. So I struggled at doing it, but I finished all my I'm applying for colleges, so all my SOPs I have to write, all the more stuff that I have to do for actually getting into college. I've been able to do that, and I've been feeling inspired to do that. So yeah, big improvement from what I've started with, and I hope I can keep it going.
This boot camp is going good for me. Even though I'm not able to do the other tasks, I'm good at doing the gatekeeper and my personal and professional goals. So I'm marching towards my professional goal. So I hope I have a few more months left out, so I'll be able to complete that, Captain. Yeah, I'm more consistent towards my professional goal rather than my personal, because I'm giving a bit least importance for my personal goal. But professional goal is what I'm looking into. That was the main intention of joining this boot camp. So that is going good, Captain. So, the one-to-one that I had with you, that has really enlightened me a lot of things. So that is a big start for me, and I'm marching towards my goal. I hope I'll be able to complete my goal in a way, maybe in a couple of months. Yeah, sure.
Super.
Told me that for 1 minute you go for walk like that, but consistently I am doing it for 15 to 30 minutes. It's
Yeah.
going on good. And then some work I have to be I have delay in doing some works. That means I used to keep pending on the works that I am doing it. Small works, only household works, to keep the clothes cleanly and to get ready for office, and all that was going so late, and that I am doing it right on time.
Super. How are you feeling because of doing your work like this?
It's very relaxing and peace of mind will be there while watering the plants. It's also growing faster.
How do you
It's
feel about being consistent in your walk now? How is the feeling of being consistent?
It's very relaxing and so happy mood will be there all over the day. Like that it will be there, and I will be friendly with all the people. Okay, I can talk easily, not with arrogant like that. If I get late to office, means I will get arrogant of so many works were pending. For doing all that, I will get frustrated like that.
Yes.
I am feeling so happy and relaxing.
Super. Really happy to hear.
We were working on making a book about water, and of course we had surveys, and then we went to a lot of different schools and did presentations, and then we did a lot of research and got articles from like different places, and we did the whole process of like making a book from scratch and everything. We had to conduct a lot of research and everything, and it was really fun. We went from nothing to like publishing a book by like ourselves. It was a really great experience, and we thought a lot of stuff too. Like there was a lot of information that we didn't even know about that we learned while the whole process. And the book is about water. It's called Call of the Blue. We also launched it. We did a mini launch and we gave presentations then too, so it was really nice. So what changes did I observe? So the main thing was like I wasn't treated like a kid anymore. Like there was responsibilities given to you. You're supposed to take a lead in whatever you're doing. There's no one telling you what to do. You kind of like figure it out yourself. So that was good. And so like I didn't like to go and then give presentations. I didn't like to be put on the spot and talk in front of a lot of people, which I kind of overcame after the whole apprentice. Like in the end, while we did our launch, the book launch, I completely went unprepared and gave a whole speech. So that is a completely different like change, because like in the beginning of the thing, I wasn't even ready to like talk in front of like 7 to 8 people that were there. How was it being that? It was really great as we learned a lot about teamwork, and then also made like good friends. Everyone was like very supportive of whatever we were doing, which was really great. We had a lot of help, and everyone was like extremely supportive. There's always help, there's always support, there's always help. What did I enjoy most about the program? The whole program was great. It was so great. And the main thing that I enjoyed was like we used to play games every day. So Captain Peter used to come up with after we used to go and do whatever work we had to do. And then later on, after we're done with all our work, when we're wrapping it up, we used to play another few games and everything. Every day, Captain Preetham used to come up with new games, so it was really fun to play. Yeah, thank you.
I have participated in the Will Boot Camp 2 years ago, and the changes that I have observed within me would be mainly in terms of daily chores, giving the clothes for pressing or getting a milk packet from a store just nearby home, which you kind of procrastinated. Okay, let me get it in another 10 minutes, and the 10 minutes becomes 1 more hour, and it becomes 2 hours, or probably I'll do it in the afternoon. Things like this, like small thoughts that come to you but you kind of procrastinate them. From the Will Boot Camp, I've learned that to how to really be at it in terms of acting upon it rather than thinking or procrastinating to do it later. My favorite task from the camp is thought to action. You immediately have a thought, you go and act upon it, and also to not judge the task to be a minor task or a simpler task or not so important task, but to really give your best effort in any kind of task that you're doing. This is an important learning for me from the Will Boot Camp, and I think everybody should really participate in the camp to have their own individual learnings and see the differences themselves. Thank you so much for the opportunity.